Welcome to Shaped by Faith. I'm Theresa Rowe. I have three amazingly beautiful and talented ladies in the radio station today. My first guest is Maria Kelly. She's the owner of Nona's Downtown Market. I have Shauna Dever Jones, and she's the owner of Wheatgrass Juice Bar and Kitchen Store at the market. And Melissa Deeg, the owner of Creative RU at the market. Woohoo! We're all at the market,
We're
right?
all at the market.
Thank you so much for coming on. Now, Maria and Shauna, I had you in here last year, and you were first getting started at the market, and so I'm going to be real interested to know, what you've learned in that year and what's gone on and what's new. So, Maria, you've been there for a year, so how do you feel about where you are right now? Like going over and looking over and reflecting on the past year?
It's been a whirlwind of knowledge and patience and love and experiences. And if I only would have known just half of what we've been through when we first started. I know when you and I got together a year ago and we were talking about all the wonderful things that we wanted to do and hopes and plans, and I tell you, life happens. But it's been beautiful. It's been beautiful, and God has been good. So, we're still growing. We're still learning. We're continuously bouncing off of each other for ideas. And here we are, 1 year. We made it. God got us through. We don't know how, but we're here.
That is a praise. Now, Shauna, you were also a guest of mine about a year ago when you first opened your juice bar. How does it feel to be where you are, and what are some things you've learned from owning your own business?
It's great. We've been here for a little over a year now.
Good job.
And it's just so awesome to serve Owensboro as another healthy option. And we have all walks of life coming through the store, from elderly to children after school getting a healthy snack before practice, and it's been great. I've learned to be a chameleon and just be a sponge, hear what people need and want, and be open to changing, always changing. I'm always throwing things at the wall to see what sticks. Sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it does, and just staying with what sticks and growing that. Starting simple before I evolve. And so we're in the evolution process of growing. So
Awesome.
yeah.
All right, Melissa, you own Creative RU within the market. When did you first open your business at Nona's, and maybe why?
Well, I opened just, about a day before grand opening, which was May 1st. And we had been in a couple different locations. We've been in business for 15 years, so we've been in a couple different places in Owensboro. But our location was changing, and I had a partner we needed to separate our partnership because of some life changes, kids going away to Europe to school, that sort of thing. And so Maria and I had been chatting, and when I walked in, and she said, "You're not there anymore?" And I said, "No." And she goes, "Well, you have to be here." So in a few days, I pulled everything out of storage and was in the market. So,
And it just works.
it does.
I was going to ask you, the three of you working in the same place, okay? Now, let's just be honest. We're all females, and sometimes females, very strong-willed. I know I'm a very strong-willed person. I want things my way, but I love to work alongside of one another and other people. How does that work within the market? Like, how do you three gel together?
Yeah.
Now, you can be honest.
I'll start. I am really strong-willed, and but I'm very flexible. I'm very spontaneous, and I've been very fortunate because where I'm weak, they are strong. So a lot of times, I'm like, "Hey, you guys," blah, 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 and they're like, "Oh, okay." And I think it's truly been an iron sharpening iron, because we have three totally different personalities, but we bring so much to the plate, and I think we have so much respect for each other and each other's business sense and passion within our own businesses that it has just gelled. And, initially it was Maria with Nona's, but I have found over the year I could not have made it several days without these two women. We have several vendors, but we are the core. of the market, in my opinion.
Yes, and it's very unique to blend Juice Bar with Creative RU and Nona's. I mean, it really is. You just don't see that in our community. It just sets you apart from everyone else. It really does. Melissa, how do you feel about working alongside of these two ladies?
Well, I really prayerfully considered when Maria invited me to come into the market, because I thought, oh, I have so many children who come to our studio, and it's not clean and neat, it's messy, and we get dirty, and we stack up piles of pottery, but it's what we do. And Shauna and Maria are dear friends. They're prayer partners and women of faith. But I think there's an intense synergy that happens in this market. Maria said we sharpen each other. We do sharpen each other. But we do things that we could not do individually because God put us all in the same place together.
Oh, that's
I'm
awesome.
truly grateful for that.
Shauna, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, we're truly a conglomerate ecosystem within that market. We all have our own business and our own thoughts, but we work together. And if one of us comes in a bad mood, we all lift each other up, you know. So it's been
Cried together.
Yeah, we've cried together, we've
Lots
laughed
and lots
together,
of
and
And if someone has to
it's-
be gone, we go help each other.
Yes.
Oh,
There are
awesome.
times that I have to go teach and I have to leave, you know, if an employee is not able to come work, I've had to leave the juice bar, and they've hopped back there and made it
We
work.
make juice.
Yeah.
Well, it's
just-
important to know and understand each other's businesses, so that way, I mean, it changes the whole respect level. You know, I could never just do the juice bar, but I can complement the juice
Right.
bar, and I can bring something else. You know, if she's got to go, then it's important for us to all know exactly what's going on. If Melissa needs to be gone, or if I need to be gone, we all know just enough of each other's businesses where that we're complementing it, where there doesn't miss a beat, which is important.
What do you do with comments that you get from within the community? I mean, people are human, and I'm sure they make suggestions. And have they been helpful along the way? Have you used any of them? Or are you getting a lot of suggestions from people or opinions?
Oh, constantly.
Yeah.
Sure.
Always. And a lot of times, you know, we take them, we listen, we try them. I am very spontaneous. I will try anything. That's how grab and go meals got started. We had lettuce, and we made a juice out of lettuce. You know, I mean, we needed ornaments for Kentucky. We made ornaments for Kentucky. So it's one of those things where I think we're all prepared to do whatever it takes to get it done. You know, and God has made it very easy for us to gel, where we can just, oh, okay, let's do it.
Yeah, like I said earlier, being a chameleon, hearing what the customers want and need, and just trying to adhere to that has been huge. So
We're going to talk about each of your businesses, especially in the second segment. But before we end this segment, we have about 2 minutes. Can you just tell me maybe something that you have learned over the last year that's been very helpful? Something that will help grow your business, something that's maybe a life lesson. You know, maybe you look back and you're like, now I know.
I think to laugh along the way, honestly, I know that sounds really simple, but it
No, it's
really
good.
is. You know, when you first open your business, you're sweaty and tense and taking everything so seriously. You want it to be perfect, you want people to
Right.
like it, and really you just need to relax and laugh, and it's going to happen, and it's going to come together. So that's been my
Melissa.
lesson.
What about you, Melissa?
Well, I think that having partners in business, even if they're not in your exact business, is a very helpful thing. Women need to lift women up. There's enough out there to tear us down.
Amen.
There's enough difficulty for us, and you know, another thing I think is our children, and we have several children between us, and I have grandchildren.
Yes.
But they see us working together, and they realize that you don't have to do things alone.
Right.
You know, I think that our in this nation, a lot of times we think, you know, we're mavericks and we have to do it alone. And I think that that's something that I've learned. I'm very grateful to be in a business with other women partners.
That's awesome, and it's all about relationships.
Yes, it is.
We're going to wrap up this segment, and I want to come back and ask you that question, Maria, okay?
I
So
talked too
stay
long.
tuned for more Shaped by Faith.